Welcome to the socials of 94.3 Radio 1 and yet another episode of our series which we like to call Binge Watch, where we talk about iconic TV shows or movie series that you can either binge watch or have binge watched. And today we're talking about The Boys, and we're talking about the first season of The Boys, a show that has really captivated the audience. It released in the year 2019. Its fourth season is just around the corner and we are loving everything that's coming. Of course, it started the trend of The Boys meme in India right around the time of Lollapalooza, when Imagine Dragons were coming here and their track was a part of the meme. And I am personally really excited. I really love the show, an R-rated superhero comedy show, and where the superheroes are really not the superheroes, where the superheroes are actually the villains pretending to be superheroes. For an Indian context of what The Boys is basically like the IIT aspirations or doctor aspirations like a lot of us have. Before we even born or before we even learn walking, we are taught how to be superheroes, and a lot of people are conditioned to be superheroes and like superheroes. The images are manufactured, and it actually is a satirical take on a lot of people that we admire in the public eye. Might not be all that good people or might not exactly be like how we perceive them to be. So The Boys is exactly doing that. But before that, we're going to talk about the plot of The Boys season 1. So let's go.
The world's most powerful superheroes, Supes, are secretly bending society to its whims until the underdog team, the Boys, victims of the Supes, conjure up a plan to take down the Seven and What International once and for all, fighting a never-ending conspiracy of corporate espionage, deep-cutting secrets, and nigh godly figures. The Boys will do whatever it takes to save the world from its corrupt superheroes before they become unstoppable or die trying. So what I really love about this show is that the fact that there are so many superhero movies and so many superhero series at this point of time. You have the MCUs, you have the DCUs, you have other superhero movies. The Boys is actually having a refreshing take, actually not showing them as completely white people but rather grey or black entities, and it managed to do a wonderful job. And you of course have had the advent of Deadpool movies, where R-rated superhero genre blending comedies are a thing of the season, but I think The Boys takes it a notch higher and really goes into darker spaces and what people with superpowers can actually do. Like, the example that I'd like to cite with this is actually the origin story of Syndrome in The Incredibles, where Syndrome actually commoditizes being a superhero and says that if everyone will be super, then no one will be super, and is actually pretending to be the one who's actually saving the day for everyone. And Mr. Incredible and his family, the Incredibles, are really not keen on his vision about the same. So I think that's a parallel that you can draw, because The Incredibles is personally one of my favorite movies, not animated movies, movies in general, and it of course comes into the superhero movie category. But it's time for my favorite part of the show, which is called My Favorite, and we are going to be talking about what is it, what are the moments, and what are the characters that I particularly love from The Boys season 1. Okay, it's time for my favorite, and we're going to be talking about my favorite scenes and my favorite characters from The Boys season 1. So, for starters, my favorite characters from The Boys are two characters that I really loved in season 1, that being of Homelander, incredibly portrayed by Anthony Starr. You see memes of him all over the internet, and you have the incredible portrayal of Billy Butcher by Mr. Carl Urban, who's also played a superhero in reimagination or the adaptation of Dread. And he's done a phenomenal job, and Carl Urban is in fine form, and so is Anthony Starr. So both of them are up against each other, and I really love their characters and their characterizations, and it makes for great viewing experiences. And let's move to my favorite moments of the show. There are only two favorite moments of mine that I'd really like to talk about. One is where Billy Butcher uses a baby as a weapon and the laser beams to shoot people. Great scene. And my second favorite scene from The Boys is actually between Homelander and Billy Butcher, and it is the climax of season 1. If you watched it, you know what I'm talking about. And I can just say it's the scene where Billy Butcher finds out, in Friends fashion, where he finds out. That could be the title of the last episode of season 1 and really sets up to what this show is all about and every character motivation that Billy Butcher had from the word go in season 1. So these are my favorite moments, but there are great moments in this show and I would love for you to go and check out The Boys. If you already haven't, a lot of people have already watched the show, a lot of my friends have already watched the show, a lot of people I know I'm talking about watch the show, but you certainly have to go and watch The Boys on Prime Video. Okay, so that was me talking about what is it that I love about The Boys season 1, but on Binge Watch, we like to have other people as well, people who have great opinions about TV shows or movie series that they've binge watched. And today, we have a certain someone who's going to be on our show and give us their recommendations. So I would really urge for you to please listen to their recommendations carefully and check them out if you love it. So cue that. Okay, mid-episode of Binge Watch and we've got Mr. Ankur Tewari with us, one of the finest singer-songwriters and music supervisors, and the list can go on and on about all the incredible things that he does. I'd love to know from you, since Binge Watch is about incredible TV shows or movie series that you can either binge watch or have binge watched, what is it that is an all-time favorite for you and something that's a latest discovery that you really enjoy watching?
So I love Black Mirror,
Right.
and I love Black Mirror, so that's something I really enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
It is something I enjoy and I get anxious with and get happy with, so
Right.
I can't describe it, so it's quite nice.
Mm-hmm.
And recently I watched this show called Ripley, which was quite
on Netflix.
fantastic. Yeah,
Of course.
Yeah.
Right. Have you watched the previous movies, Talented
Yeah.
Mr. Ripley?
and read the book also.
Oh, lovely. So what did you prefer this as the best iteration of Ripley?
No, they're different. They're very, very different. But I love the director's mind. Like, the director really went into it and treated it very uniquely.
Right. And okay, lovely. And please go and watch Band Wale when it's out. On that note, thank you so much, Ankur.
Thank you.
Back to the episode.
That was the recommendation from our celebrity intervention today. Thank you so much for coming on our show, and I'd love for you to go and check out The Boys season 1. Like I mentioned earlier, brilliant show. On a serious note, I think it's really pushing boundaries and pushing the envelope, and I think it's a great show. The 4th season is just around the corner. You have to go and check it out. And thank you so much for watching Binge Watch. Big shout out to Dio, our man who's behind the camera, the producer of the show, who shoots and edits this and makes it look really nice, works really passionately on it. And we love to know from you, what is that TV show or movie series that you'd like for us to cover. And please comment down your favorite moments from The Boys or the characters that you love from The Boys, and share it with your friends who love The Boys. And we'll see you in the next episode very soon. Until then, it's me, your host Bhaarat, on Binge Watch. Until then, keep binge watching. Bye-bye.
94.3 Radio 1.